Yeah, we'll take it. The sun is up, the drinks are hot, and now it's time for our first cup. Today, service. So I'm recording this on March 10th, 2024, which means that we are fully in swing into election season this year. Oh boy. And election season for me and you and millions of other people who participate in democracy in this country, what that means for us is 8 months of ads, of messaging and rhetoric and gaslighting and manipulation designed to target our hearts and minds in hopes that our actions will give some sort of a desired outcome, pulling a lever in November. And even for the most ardent supporters of politics, even for the most dedicated wonks, even for the people who like live and breathe this stuff, 8 months of that kind of exposure is a lot. But I have good news for you today because I have an antidote to that poison. So, what is it? Believe it or not, it's a question. It's a question that's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And that question that you need to ask other people is, do you need some help with that? Hear me out. Um, it's not a question that you just ask like everyone willy-nilly, right? There's a few ways to make this antidote particularly powerful, right? First off, you should ask it as close to home, as close to your community as you can, right? Uh, it's great to donate money or to spread awareness or whatever, to do text banking or whatever it is that you're doing. That is great. That's fine. But this question, do you need some help with that? It works best when it's closest to home, when it's something that you ask to your friends and family or your classmates or your coworkers, people that you see and interact with every day, your community members, right? Uh, so that's the first thing to think about. The second thing to think about is it doesn't have to be a whole lot, right? I recommend just seeing where you can put aside 2 hours on a Saturday or whatever day happens to work out for you and just say, you know what, this is going to be my time that I use to go and help, right? Um, and third, you only have to do this like once a month. It's like 8 times between now and election day. That's it. Um, yeah, it really is that simple. Do it locally, plan the time out, and then just do it once a month. You might be sitting there and thinking to yourself, "Oh, like, how does this help? Why is it what?" There's a couple of reasons that this works. Number one, chances are that before you heard me talking in this episode here right now, this wasn't something that you thought you could do. But now that you're listening and you're thinking about it, you're like, oh, well, actually, maybe that is something that I can do. And the reality is that most communities, hell, it could be your friend group, your family, again, coworkers, like there's a lot of people who need a lot of things who haven't really said that, but they would say it if someone asked, right? And what you're going to find out is that this thing that you didn't know about until we had this little chat here, you're going to be able to do it, and you're going to be able to do it quickly. Hell, you can do it today if you want. Like it's something that like as soon as we're done here, you can go and ask, right? You're going to do it, and you're going to be like, wait, I can do it, and I did it, and I didn't know that. That's powerful, right? We all get caught up in our routines, in our work, in our school, in our families, in our responsibilities, and everything. We need to be able to preserve and protect that power to surprise ourselves. We need to be able to act on it. And this is one super simple way to do it. Because when we do that, we're like, oh, wait, things aren't necessarily always the way that I see them or feel them or perceive them. That's number one. Number two, it's going to be something that you do that you can see the result of almost immediately, right? Again, during election season, everyone asks about donations. Everyone asks about, text banking or tell a friend about this campaign or this issue or raise awareness for whatever, right? And sometimes, sometimes those issues are close to home, but a lot of times they're far from home. They're abstract. They're thousands of miles away. It's about people who aren't necessarily close to you or you don't know anyone of. It's about stuff that happens at a level that's abstracted far beyond this very tactile reality that we live in every day. But when you seek to help someone in your community, once you've done it, you've done it. Like, once you've helped that kid who needs help with their math homework, guess what? You can see that it's done. Once you help that old couple who runs the donut shop down the street from you move those boxes around that they can't move on their own, guess what? It's done, right? You get to see the result of your efforts and your actions instantaneously. You don't get some email that's like, thanks for donating your money or thanks for. No, you get to see something. You get to connect with people. You get to connect with your actions. You get to take back some of that space in your head and your heart through taking action. And for those of you who might be thinking, well, I'm not good at math. I can't help kids with their homework, or I'm not strong. I can't move boxes. That's fine. This is not about some sort of like special or, cosmic talent that you have that you employ for someone else. That's not about that at all. It's just about simply taking the time and the effort to ask yourself and to ask your community how you can help them. Even if you're someone who's a shut-in, even if you're someone who stays at home, right? You can have a conversation with a person. There's a lot of things that we can do, even digitally, but more locally, that matter, right? And if you do this once a month, no matter what the ads are that you get, no matter what the hyperbole is, no matter what the hysteria, the histrionics, the hate, no matter how many weird uncles you have with their conspiracy theories or how many weird aunts you have that are just a little too granola for their own good, all of that can fade into the background if you ask one very simple question. And that question is, how can I be of service? Please remember, no matter what you've heard or what I've said, death comes for us all, and a closed mouth never gets fed. I look forward to hearing about what you do, but until then, take care of yourselves. I'll see you soon.